I'm Orlando Jones, and I just want you to know that the Moana Nui podcast will be starting soon. Stay tuned, yo.
I'm Veronica Taylor, and from myself and Ash Ketchum, I just want to say, Moana Nui, I choose you!
All right, everyone. Welcome back for our 8:30 episode. We are here with our Moana Nui After Dark panel to talk about John Wick Chapter 4. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to James. I'm going to stay on for this to keep the...
Why are you giving it to James? Don't give it to James.
Me?
I'm going to let him moderate. James,
welcome everyone. How's everybody doing? Furious Joy, how are you? Other than Joy being a hater.
I am great.
I am pretty damn good. Yeah.
So John Wick Chapter 4, which is, as of this recording, the final chapter of the John Wick saga of this world of assassins. We'll get into other stuff later, but overall thoughts on the fourth installment of the John Wick story. Furious, starting with you.
It is one of the few movies that I can say has the perfect pacing for an action movie. From start to finish, I feel as if there was no wasted time. Every minute of that movie was filled with something important to the story. The cast was amazing. One of the things that I always love, quite honestly, is just watching John and his body count rack up. Because this man just puts body after body after body.
Bodies at the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
I was waiting for that song to drop in this movie at some point, considering, and yes, the number under my name is accurate. 349 is the body count for all four films.
That just seems kind of low.
I know.
Thank you.
That's
I
like
said
only
it should have
75
been
people per.
four digits.
I know it seems low, but that's the body count.
Okay.
I need
I know.
Keanu to come out and
because
say
I
my
know
body
you
count
just
was
looked
this
it up.
much.
You're in shock.
So no, the other thing though that I love is because I've been trying to figure out certain timelines for the four movies. And so the very first movie I've only seen from the very, very beginning once.
Oh.
Because so when John Wick first came out, the trailer didn't do anything for me.
Understood.
Okay.
So I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it much, much later. Like I said, I've caught it from the very beginning once, and every other time I catch it at various stages. Prior to me seeing it from the very beginning, the earliest I'd ever seen it was when he was chasing the guy on the motorcycle through downtown. Like I said, finally saw it from the beginning. What I've been trying to figure out is the time frame between 1 and 2, because it really feels like the first three movies happen over, I would guess and say maybe a month, if it's even that long.
Yeah, give or take.
And then we've got like about a 6-month gap in between 3 and 4. So it's just the timeline of John Wick has always been really interesting to me, because the other thing is, before the first movie, he's out because he falls in love and he gets married. Do we ever find out how much time he and his wife had together?
Nope.
Okay.
It seemed short though.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe a couple years, and then she gave him that puppy, and the puppy got done dirty. And my thing is,
when I saw
that puppy though,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Joy, but I just want to throw this out, and then I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. I rewatched 1 before going to see 4. They didn't have to do that dog like that.
they didn't.
That's
the whole point. That's
was
the whole
so-
point.
and that's a running theme in all four movies.
Yeah.
Thank you. Don't mess with the dogs.
Yep. Okay, I'm sorry, Joy. All yours.
But I was gonna say they didn't have to do that dog like that, and also for me, at least with the first John Wick movie, there's always something that allows me to hate on something or not enjoy it. And I loved all these movies. I enjoyed them very much. But somewhere in the back of my mind is the thought of, you knew who was coming to pick on you when you were at the gas station. Just say, hey, bro, I'm Baba Yaga, back the hell up. And none of the movies have to happen.
So I will have to disagree with that, because if he knew that Theon Greyjoy was the son of the Russian cartel that he helped put in power, then he would have said something. He didn't know who this guy was. To John, he's just some young punk kid with a lot of money.
Okay.
You know, trying to take his ride.
Not connected. He didn't know what he was getting into.
Remember, because he's been out for some time. And obviously he's been out for some time. He's still dealing with his wife dying, and he's still trying to live, quote, a normal life after her passing.
But he got a cement floor full of weapons, whatever.
Well, I mean, he buried all that stuff.
I need you to hear me, James, because this won't happen often. Okay, you ready? I completely understand your point of view. I think you're right. Record that. Put it in your pocket. Save it for later.
I can't stand you. So what are your thoughts on the fourth film overall?
On the fourth, so by the time we get to the fourth film, I don't give a damn what's happening. I don't care about the story. I don't care. Other than you see, I have like Karen's widow down here. I was sad. Spoiler. I was sad that he didn't make it to the end of the movie, but I got what I came for, because I came for mindless violence, creatively done. I wanted to see a murder that I'm like, oh, they had to do that. You know. Did they just drop this? Kingpin wannabe off these stairs? Like, it was awesome.
So, real quick, I didn't know that was Scott Adkins.
Who?
Scott Adkins. He is he is a B movie martial artist. A lot of his films go straight to video or streaming, but he is a martial artist.
We didn't know it was Scott Adkins either.
I know, because I saw the name Scott Adkins in the credit, and I've seen him in some things as like a secondary character, like first lieutenant or first henchman of the main bad guy and stuff or whatever. But he is a martial artist.
Maybe he's working his way up the ranks, and he's going to play a young Kingpin in the origin story of Marvel in 2027.
Those are all prosthetics. He does not look like that. He is normally a chiseled, cut dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just did a quick Google on him because I didn't recognize the name, but now that I see the face, I'm like, yeah, this dude is like jacked.
Right.
Because time in the gym.
Because again, I saw it again for the second time yesterday, and I'm looking at it and I'm watching that guy. The character's name, I believe, is Killa, Killa. And I'm like, how is Bob from Tekken waxing John Wick? Because that's exactly what he looked like.
This guy?
Second.
Yes. Yes, Joy, that guy. If you, yeah.
So overall, I enjoyed part 4. Again, to think that this entire saga began because Theon Greyjoy wanted Neo's car, and he said no.
Right, and killed old Yeller for it. I mean,
right. Yes. And the funny part is, just to go back a little bit, the whole saga with the car and the dog ends roughly half an hour into the second movie. We're at this point because of the events of the latter 2/3 of the second film, in which a guy from his past life comes back and says, hey, you owe me a favor. Kill my sister.
Not just a guy from his past life.
The guy who helped him get out.
Responsible, not just helped him. He's responsible for John getting out. Yeah. And I think that's a very important distinction.
Okay.
Because especially considering the position that he is trying to attain by having John kill his sister.
Right, to take her spot. And then the full-blown, I'm gonna put my nuts on the table, kill my sister, And when you're done, I'm gonna put a bounty on you as well. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
he and I can't remember if he put the bounty on him because John Wick doesn't kill the sister. The sister commits suicide. She slits her own wrist.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going out on my own terms. Like, I knew what I was getting into when I got in this life. I'm going out on my own terms. She slits her wrist. So I keep forgetting whether he puts the bounty up because he believes John actually did it, or he finds out that, because John doesn't really tell anybody. Like, the only two people who know are the sister who kills herself and him, because they're the only ones in the room when it happens.
Because he even lets Common think
that he did it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I bring that up with the bounty because that permeates all the way through to this point because of one of my favorite characters in part 4, Mr. Nobody, who is both trying to kill him, but keep him alive long enough to make sure the bounty gets to the point.
To make the bounty go up to where he needs it.
Because when they first meet, he was like, "You're a tracker. How much is it?" Not high enough.
Right.
Take care of yourself, John.
Right.
Like, are you sick? And this dude, the whole way, is just like, I'm gonna keep tabs on John because can't nobody else do it. I'm gonna just like track his butt down.
He was finding John before anyone else found him.
Right. To remind everybody, I can find him.
He knew exactly where he was. Not just, he's in this city, in this country. No,
he's on this floor.
Building
this building.
Yeah. I truly think, now, I really believe if anybody actually stood a chance of killing John Wick, it's Mr. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
He tried.
He had a couple of legit opportunities, but he didn't.
Yeah.
So again, that's why I think he is the one person who could legitimately take out John Wick. Not that he's a better assassin, but it's kind of like Batman and all the different Robins, how each Robin in the Batman universe is better at something than Batman is, but he's better at all the things than everybody is. I kind of look at Mr. Nobody that way. He's a much better tracker.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to escape him. And if he wants to kill you, he's going to kill you, but he chose not to. Hey,
especially once another dog was involved. Sean saved his dog. He's never going to kill him.
No.
Shout out to Mr. Nobody's dog, because that dog was
Thank you.
gangster. Nobody's dog was.
His dog was looking at him like, "You better not. He saved my life."
Yeah.
I was like, that was the blackest dog I've ever seen.
Right.
Like,
John's in the pack. That dog knows not to go in the kitchen. Like that's the black dog.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Another character I want to get into, the main person sent to, before we get into the main villain, the other character sent after John Wick, Donnie Yen's Kane.
Donnie Yen is fire.
Yes.
Fire. 5 mics.
I need Donnie Yen to get like a franchise of something, more movie roles. Like Hollywood needs to stop sleeping on this man.
Thank you.
This is the second blind character he's played. If you remember Rogue One,
yes,
he played a blind, Force-sensitive character in that one. But in this character, he says in this movie, he says he pulled from Bruce Lee, and I forgot what the other character was.
I can see
Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
Steve McQueen, were his inspiration for crafting the Kane character in this movie. So, and you can get that little bit of cool and going with the flow type personality of Kane throughout the entire film, because he was pretty much laid back the entire movie, even from the first time that he's before his action scene starts, where he's in the kitchen slurping noodles in the corner, just minding his business, bullets are flying, blades are swinging, and the head dude of the marquee is like, "Hey, do your job," and he's just like,
exactly.
All right, where's my can? Let me tick, tick, tick. All right, slice you, pop you.
But then he using technology, got them digital doorbells.
Doorbells.
That was on it when people came.
The doorbells.
I didn't know I thought he was putting up explosives at first, and then when I realized what he was doing, I was like, "Yo, you're telling on yourself, son."
Yeah.
Ask not for whom the bell tolls; it tolls for thee.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump way ahead in the movie though.
Go ahead.
Because, like I said, by the time I get to John Wick 4, I don't care about the plot. I don't care about anything other than the choreography of these fight scenes and how over the top it can be. And for me, the only time when I was like, really, y'all doing the most?
I know what you're getting to.
Yep.
The stairs.
Yep.
Thank you. Him
The
falling
second
down
time
them
he's had a
stairs?
long fall downstairs. The second time.
Thank you.
It's
You
like they
fall
did it
and
on
you
purpose.
still
Like
get
how
up.
ridiculous. At one point, like the stunt double, whoever had to like land and like jump to the rest of the stairs because the plateau was, so he had to throw himself all the way down. It reminded me, if y'all remember, what was that? Kung Pao? The
Oh,
spoof
God.
movie?
Yes.
Remember the baby rolling down the side of the mountain? That's what that looked like.
What's the name of it again, Joy?
Kung Pao into the fist.
And yeah.
It is a dumb spoof of every martial arts film ever
Yes.
created
Yes.
before 1980.
Okay.
Yes, it starts where some baby's supposed to be the chosen one, and they set the house on fire. The baby jumps out of a window, and then even though it had the leg power to jump out of a window, it could not walk. So it rolled down the
hill.
The side of the mountain.
Mountain,
and
sorry,
it,
not
and
a hill, a
it's
mountain,
making
yes.
this little sound. And just rolls over there. And then a lady finds the baby like, oh, hey, baby. Oh, you okay? All right. Well, there you go. And continue to roll down the
throwing
mountain.
it back down the rest of the mountain. Yes.
I'm gonna have to find this and watch this. I have never seen this
Kung
movie.
Pao enter the fist.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll put that over to the side for later.
But yes, unnecessary stair roll because there was multiple parts to where he could have easily stopped.
Hold on to
Yes.
the damn banister, bruh. The fuck?
Yes.
Many
That
a
part.
lampposts were there to reach out and grab onto to stop yourself.
Mhm.
Because in part 2, again, when he's fighting Common, there's a fight sequence when they fall down the steps in Spain.
Yeah.
And it's a similar situation. There's a break in the steps where both of them could have stopped. Nope.
Yeah. Yep.
They keep rolling all the way down to the bottom of the stairs so they hit the next street.
Mhm. Exactly.
Why?
I'm with Joe on that. But then also, it's that fight scene he has in the club with, oh boy, I'm like falling down onto some cement. You still
You
get back
should
up
be
and you
dead.
fall down again. I was like, you don't have no broken ribs. Or
Yeah, when he
something?
hit that outcropping, it was just like,
Mhm.
like how are you alive? Oh yeah,
Yes.
The roof was missing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
the top down scroller. I love
Yes.
that piece. That was a nice nod. Yeah.
Especially with the
Mhm.
fire breath shotgun rounds that were going off. Excellent visual effects.
Those shotgun rounds
Yes.
are amazing. That was an excellent
Amazing, yeah.
choice.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
But-
Keep upping the gratuitous violence for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But did y'all love Miss DJ? Miss, she getting on there like, all right, everybody.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a nod. That's a throwback to the
To the
Warriors.
yes.
Yes. But
And-
she just keeping on the radio announcing where he is, and I was just like, okay.
And they were playing some nice tracks during that whole sequence.
Mhm.
I was just
Yeah.
waiting for "Got Yourself a Gun" to pop up.
Right.
But it was like that part in and of itself, just the DJ was a nice touch for that final sequence of him trying to
Yes.
get from where Winston and the Bowery King drop him off to
Yes.
get to, because that was as close as they could get him, which I don't
Right.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure they could have got him just a little bit closer.
They could have used the tunnels
But
underneath
the
the
Marquis
ground. to
wanted
get
him
in
there. The Marquis announced that, and
Well, of course, because the Marquis is continuing the bounty that dude from part 2 started. Because when
Yeah.
this movie starts, the bounty is like what, $12-14 million when
Yep,
the movie
yep.
starts, and automatically gets up to 20.
yeah.
So,
And it's so funny. It finally gets to Mount. Mr. Nobody wanted from jump from the Marquis. But by the time the
$40
movie
million.
kept going, it's like if you would have gave him his money from the get-go, we could have
John
circumvented
Bender.
all this in between.
Speaking of Mr. Nobody, can we talk about the knife scene for a second?
whew.
Hmm.
That's because he said, "Are you only about yourself, or
Or the
are you
cause.
about the greater good.
Yes.
Because when that scene happened, I was looking at my own hand and I'm like,
I'm by myself right now.
right,
You tell you what I'm not gonna damn do.
right,
Is completely ruin my dexterity for the rest of my life
right.
because you want to make a point. Especially when I snipe. The fuck? Like, you're never gonna be able to shoot with that hand the way you did before. You have to completely relearn how to aim and shoot now. That's
And
crazy.
notice after that, he had a shot on John after the club with Killer, where he had to brace the gun on his forearm and shoot before Donnie Yen walks up and is like, he's mine. Like, so notice the rest of the film, he doesn't really use that hand as far as long range. Close range, he can steady it because he's hip firing, but the long range shot, no.
Yep.
Word is, Kane warned him before it does. Like,
he's going to give you a choice and make
he
it
tried
seem
telling him,
like
he's like,
yours.
dude.
Yeah, but
he kind of brushed it off. Was like, I got this.
A blind man tells you, I gave up my eyes, and you're like, I think I can do better.
But wait a minute, he didn't tell him he gave up his eyes, did he?
Yes, he did.
No. I'm saying before. He didn't
No,
tell him that.
No, it was
after.
It was that same scene where we had the snipe shot on him. He was like, look at you. They took your eyes. It's like, no, they didn't take my eyes. I gave them.
Right.
So it gives a little bit more nuance to Donnie Yen's to Kane's character. Considering how he starts the film, listening to his daughter from afar, but still close enough to hear her play violin. Because again, you can see that the people in this world, those who want to get out, typically have family that they want to protect. John got out because he had a wife that he wanted to spend time with. Kane wanted to get out because of his daughter. But Kane wasn't fully out like John was. Kane still had to perform acts of service, if you will, whenever necessary. So they called him as like, here's a name. Fuck, I gotta go kill somebody again. And that was his thing. But John was out.
Latoya saying, that scene pissed her off. What you think would happen?
Exactly. Come on, bro.
I mean, the blind dude did warn you. He's gonna make it seem like it's your choice, but it's really not.
No, it really wasn't. I'd have had to be about myself. I'm not. No.
And the Marquis was pretty much, for all of his pomp and circumstance, as far as we have rules for a reason, because rules are the only things that separate us from the animals, and he acted more like an uncaged animal being returned to the wild than someone who was civilized, because everything he did was just a fit of rage. And
he was just want to be one who takes out John Wick, that he can establish himself compared to all the other Marquis. But boy, you're still wet behind the ears. How you just became a Marquis? You don't know nothing about John Wick. You just heard stories.
And this is the other thing.
In that vein, he is the same as the villain from the first Theon Greyjoy from the first one. You don't know who you're dealing with. Right. And you out here wet behind the ears and about to get fucked up, and that's what happened. Can I curse on this podcast?
Yes, it's After Dark.
It's called After Dark for a reason.
Exactly.
Just making sure.
In that same vein, it's like a kid, basically. I didn't get picked, so I'm taking my ball and going home. But before I go, I'm gonna hit everybody in the face with this ball, and then I'm gonna go home. And that's basically what he did throughout everything, because it was, and then he talks about how the whole point of killing John Wick is the body count, is the bloodshed, because we have Clancy Brown in a wonderful role as the Harbinger. One of my favorite voice actors, which is why it was great to see him face to face with Lance Reddick early on in the movie. Two of my favorite voice actors pretty much warn him, like, what is the point of all of this? Like, there are easier ways to get this guy than just sending basically hordes upon hordes of foot soldiers after him. There are cleaner, better ways to do this.
Even telling him like New York wasn't necessary.
It wasn't. Blowing up that hotel was not necessary. But again, make a statement so that everybody else knows, don't help this dude.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wonder though, was there a cleaner way to do it?
Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because as
Not
Winston,
taking down 2 hotels in the process. You took out both hotels, destroying them that make y'all money and everything else, and it's part of your network just to make a point.
yeah, there were cleaner ways. As evident by the end of the film, there were cleaner ways.
Wait,
Because obviously the Marquis didn't know all the rules.
yes. It
I'm
took Winston to say, hey.
Remember, Winston was the one who brought the idea of a duel to John Wick, and
Mm-hmm.
then brought the Marquis could have easily proposed the duel.
but
Yes.
I think he did know because there was something that was said by the Marquis about the duel. Oh, I can't remember what it
Oh, when
was.
they were in the museum, when
Yes.
Winston came to talk to him about the
Mhm.
duel.
And
You
there's
call him
something
Wednesday?
Winston,
Oh, Winston.
yes.
there's
I thought you
something
called him
that
Wednesday from like American Gods.
there was something he said in that scene that makes me think he knew that the duel was an option. He may not know the intricacies of all the rules,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he knows the chapter titles.
Yeah,
He
that's
may
when
not
he
get
said to Winston that you do realize if, not exactly these words, but if
yeah,
John goes down, you go down with him.
Mhm.
right.
So that showed that he knew the rules. He
Yep.
just
That's
wasn't interested in going that route. He wanted to make a big, loud
yeah.
statement instead
Mhm.
of something quiet like that that only the table and them will know.
He
Mhm.
wanted the greater community to see I'm the
Mm-hmm.
one who's going to take out John Wick.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That,
how'd
that
that work out for you?
right.
Mm-hmm. And my favorite part, he constantly bragged about that the table gave him unlimited resources because he said he was going to take out John Wick.
I mean,
So like, you had all that money and opportunity, and you
considering the
did it that
movie
way.
starts out with John Wick killing somebody from the table, you know they're going to go all out to
Oh no,
get him.
he killed the person above the table.
Table. Mm-hmm.
Was that the person?
Yes.
Because that
Yes.
was a different actor.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's
that
why
was
he told him, he's like, even if you take me down, you're still under the
right.
table.
Okay.
Because as he told him as well, like your ring is gone as my predecessor before me. So yes, it was a different actor to symbolize the predecessor was dead as well.
Yeah.
So, and my thing is, there are too many people high up who have power and resources who have zero skills.
How'd they get there?
That
Money.
part. How
It's
did Marquis get his position?
Kissing butt.
There are
No,
hundreds of people
I can-
walking around with skills comparable to John, not the same, comparable
It's
to
like
John
corporate
Wick.
America. Kissing
my
butt.
theory
And
though
none of them are Marquis.
my theory though is their families are the ones that are
Mhm.
financially backing the table,
Yeah,
which is
That's
why
exactly.
they have
It's
the
the
positions
families
that
and
they-
kissing butt.
Okay, even with the families,
Because
some of
think
these
about it.
families are training their people to fight and kill, and other families are just sitting on their ass bullshitting. Because John's family, as we saw with Katia and everybody, I mean, the priest had a double barrel shotgun.
But also, but John, not John, James. Look at it this way: John's family essentially comes from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So his family is going to be, you're absolutely right, Latoya, family privilege.
Family
But
privilege.
since John's family, the way it looks to me is it looks like John's family is the working class family who's managed to save up enough money and they've got a nice house in the suburbs. But they
Yeah.
still have to bust their ass every day to make sure they can keep up with, the cost of that lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then you've got, the rich kid down the block who
The
had
Marquis.
a gold-plated feeding spoon and a gold-plated sippy cup from the day he was born.
Not the gold sippy cup, huh?
Right.
Yeah, the gold sippy cup.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly think that those guys are in positions because their families are the ones financially backing the house, the table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
But
think
Also
the
considering that
Marquis,
they're
it
all
might have
old
been
world.
because of his father too, because I think his father had something to do with the table,
Yeah.
and he might have stepped down or retired too, and he stepped up to the plate saying, I'm going to be the new Marquis for this region now.
Yeah.
Mm. Also, if you think about it, these
Absolutely.
are
Yeah, Latoya.
all European-based families. So they could be old nobility.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which a
And
lot of them
never
was
had
given that
to have
vibe.
skills. They only had to have money.
The skills may have worn through the generations because they were already at the table. There was no need to get your hands dirty because the family lineage guarantees the next in line is a member of the family to sit at the table.
Exactly.
And I don't have to get my hands dirty. I can afford to hire somebody to do all my dirty work.
And that's what got me with the Marquis. Like, you agreed to this duel, but right there, you're going to look and be like, I designate Kane to be my representation. And Kane's like,
fuck you, do it
that
yourself.
is not what we agreed upon.
Kane is like, I don't want to die. Why? I don't
No. Kane's exact words were, fuck you, kill him yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was so telegraphed at the end where they both turned. And how did you not see John not shoot? I mean,
not
kind
here.
of
right.
Not here.
Really not
because you
paying
only
attention.
heard one
The
shot.
whole audience of modern day incels and nerds in the theater, we all knew he didn't shoot.
Yep.
Why you didn't know?
But then he gonna get all cocky and be like, I got this. I'm gonna take my thing. Oh, so you gonna let Kane get shot up, and then you gonna be like, all right, it's my turn now since he's used all his bullets.
Right.
It's like, yeah,
That was
you're
messed
showing
too.
you've never dealt with a gunfight.
And then at the very end, he's like, you
and he
idiot.
probably
He
hasn't.
fire.
So remember the parlay or the meeting they had to discuss the rules of the duel.
Yeah.
The Marquis wanted to use blades.
Yeah.
Yes.
He ain't want to use guns.
He probably grew up in fencing classes.
Yes.
So and again, that goes back to that family privilege.
Yep.
So let's talk about everybody's favorite.
Fate is because if they hadn't gotten the flip of the coin or whatever it was, they'd have been using blades, and very possible that John would have died. I mean, he died anyway, but
yeah.
Because clearly John's martial arts training looks to be more judo than anything else.
And it's I was about to say something racist. Let me be quiet.
Easy. He thought he won. With
absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
No skill.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So I want to get to another everyone's favorite two-faced, self-interested character in the movie. Winston.
Mr. Wednesday.
And Mr. Winston.
I mean, James, how long have I been saying I don't trust that dude?
In real life, I don't trust him.
I would.
I don't even want his autograph because I feel like it's
I would trust Winston. Winston is probably, aside from John, the most trustworthy character across this entire franchise.
He's trustworthy as long as it benefits him.
That part, and as long as you know that, he's trustworthy.
It does make him predictable.
And John knows that.
I don't think it's trustworthy that he is. He puts all his cards on the table so you know where he stands. You know
he's
where
transparent.
Thank you, Joe.
Very
He's transparent. He's definitely transparent. Because again, for me, the time when I knew no, he always plays for him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. But for me, the thing that clearly made me not trust him was when he was sitting in the vault chilling with his cup of tea or coffee or whatever he was drinking.
In part 3, when the hotel was deconsecrated.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously?
Leaving Sharon and John to basically kill everybody.
There was something that happened in John Wick 2 that I didn't trust him. I was like, I don't know about this dude. I don't know if I can trust him. And then in 3, I was like, nope, can't.
Well, remember at the end of 2,
make him. I never trust that dude. See, I may have to go watch what's the name of the show?
American Gods.
American Gods. Yes,
American
I never
Gods.
watched American Gods.
Yeah.
So I may have to go watch it.
He ain't never been shit at any show he's ever been in. Name a
And he
movie-
knows that's his niche.
Name a movie where he did not double cross somebody. I'll wait.
The Hercules movie he did with The Rock.
What?
Yeah, you know what, James? Like 3 people have seen that movie.
That's what I felt with the Sinbad movie. Like, did that really happen?
And
there's a Hercules movie starring The Rock.
2 of the 3 are on this podcast because I've seen it. Because he got a false vision saying he was going to die. So
yes,
every time
in the rain of fiery arrows. Yes,
he just kind of stood there and did this. waiting to die.
All the arrows land around him, and the one that's going to kill him, The Rock reaches out and snatches and says, not yet.
I'm alive.
Hercules, starring The Rock.
Yeah.
I don't even remember The Rock doing a Hercules movie.
It's not a horrible movie. It's the kind of movie where if it's a Saturday afternoon,
if you got 90 minutes to kill and nothing to do, and you put it on the background,
it's a good popcorn movie.
It's
a good popcorn movie, but don't put any. Well, no, I don't know if I want to say it that way since we're on the internet and people can hear. I'm trying to not get sued. It's the kind of movie that I wouldn't put a lot of effort into trying to find to watch. But if you're flipping channels and you catch
and
it
it happens to be on Amazon Prime while you're flipping through it.
There you go. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
That's probably the one thing he's in where he didn't double cross anybody.
I feel like he still did. You just didn't see it.
Ain't nobody seen
that. Exactly. That all those parts.
Latoya said it's a fever dream.
Yes. This is a Mandela effect. That movie don't even exist.
It exists. I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm looking at his IMDb page and I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I'm like, wait, he was in that?
Yeah. He's one of those actors that's like that guy. He was in that thing, and he's in a lot of stuff that you've seen. You just don't realize it was him sometimes.
Right.
So the daughter of the Tokyo manager. Where do we think she goes going forward? Because again, the post-credit scene, Donnie Yen's Kane is walking to take his daughter flowers because he's out now. He can actually interact with her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she kills him.
Here she comes, walking towards him. Blade pops out of the little knife she has, and the whole screen goes black.
Oh, yeah. I wholeheartedly think she kills him.
Or there's gonna be a fight because people forget, like even when he was fighting, his darn cane has a whole blade in it.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe she doesn't kill him. Maybe she attempts to. He, catches her, or whatever, and then he karate kids her and give her some additional skills so she can become invincible with his blind samurai tactics. Like I would like to see that.
Yeah, he teaches her the ways and everything.
He becomes her Winston, the Bowery King, whatever. He's helping her in the background get revenge on the people that sent him to kill her dad. And then we had a whole new John Wick series of taking out the whole table.
That's a lot of anger and a lot of rage to suppress.
I'm here for it. Look,
I'm here for it.
The kind of work I do on a daily basis, I need an outlet for my anger and my rage.
She was even more mad at everybody else.
I want to see her slit. You know what I want to see? I want to see her take a paper straw and jam it into somebody's carotid artery and turn them into a fucking Slurpee fountain.
There you go, Joy. Yes. There you go, Joy.
Oh, you're welcome, Hollywood. Do that.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I would ask why you like this, but I already know the answer to the question.
Exactly what we
wanted. And Latoya said exactly what we wanted from Kill Bill.
Exactly.
Tarantino ain't never gonna give us a follow-up to that.
We don't need it.
We don't need it from Tarantino. Someone else can give us that.
It can be a fanfic, and they can put it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino won't do it because he can't figure out how to work the N-word into the next movie, so he's just not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. And he's too busy trying to go after the Bruce Lee family.
Oh, why? Did I miss something?
Why is he going after the Bruce Lee family?
Talking about Bruce Lee wasn't all that and all this kind of stuff.
Oh,
he made
he chose violence.
He made his own version of his movie about Bruce Lee, and Shannon Lee is, spoke up about it and all that kind of stuff about, him trying to
Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they gonna kill him one day.
And I'm not gonna feel bad when it happens.
Nope.
Oh God.
We're gonna see one of those things pop up on Facebook like, oh, what y'all eating tonight?
Right. Tarantino is dead. So anyway, have y'all been to Flip Burger? Yeah. Speaking of which, all y'all live in Atlanta, there's a noodle spot on like 10th and Spring called Kion or Zion. I forget what it's called. Best noodles I ever had in my life. Best in life.
Is it ramen or pho?
Neither. They are
Oh.
hand pulled flat noodles. And you can get it as
flat
a
noodles.
ramen, like, or with smaller noodles, but the flat noodles that they hand pull every day, out freaking standing. I had it with like a spicy lamb with the like inch wide noodles. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody. This episode of the Moana Nui After Dark podcast is brought to you by Noodle Shop on the corner of 10th and Spring. Get you
So
some.
stop in Atlanta.
Yes.
I might know where I'm going for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Definitely
All
pick it
right,
up.
now
Let
that
me see
the
if I can
food
pull up
portion
the-
is done, back to John Wick.
So the one character that we have not talked very much about, and he's actually one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite actors who I never remember his name, and he was the Tokyo manager. I know his last name is Sanada, but I'm not exactly certain how you pronounce his first name.
Because he was in Bullet Train too.
He was in Bullet Train. He was also Scorpion in the most recent Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes.
Everything
That
I've seen.
guy.
Yes, that guy.
Yes. He is he's almost kind of like a Delroy Lindo. He's always popping up in stuff, and you just like, oh wait, he's in this movie.
Are we ever gonna talk about?
I wanted him to be in the movie longer.
You mean LeBron James?
Yes.
No. The next sports. Bring it up on the next sports show.
Okay.
But yes.
Somebody needs to hold him accountable. You have somebody out here looking exactly like you for all these years, act like you don't know him.
But yeah,
Jerry Springer's dead, but we still gonna find out.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, Jerry Springer died?
Yes, Jerry Springer died today. R.I.P. Jerry Springer.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, man. But no, Hiroyuki. Does that sound right? But
sounds plausible.
I really loved it. I was hoping his character was going to get more screen time, but
same here. Because how he was with his Continental, and notice how his people were versus other, like the Marquis. They were fighting with just straight blades, fighting them and taking them and everything. And it's just like, dude, and then he got 2 sumo wrestlers getting shot and still going.
Bulletproof robes. Remember, all the wardrobe at this point is bulletproof.
Don't ruin it for us.
Yeah.
They're too strong to be stopped.
You got 2 sumo wrestlers.
E. Honda and his little brother out here murdering folks.
Not E. Honda, his little brother.
But
yes, I would if we're since we know they're still gonna do some
Hiroyuki.
They're gonna do prequels in this universe. I don't want to call them John Wick prequels because, as far as I know, the 2 are the ballerina, and there's a prequel about the Continental. But I don't think they're gonna have anything to do with John.
No.
So I don't know what to call this universe because it's just
the Wickverse.
The Wickverse or the table verse.
I wouldn't mind some backstory on Donnie Yen's character as well as Sanada's to see what their rise through the ranks would have been. And it doesn't necessarily have to cover everything they did, but like, the high points of their careers.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the sequence in the Tokyo Continental, based on the conversations between the 3 characters, Wick, Yen, and Sanada's character, leads to believe that the 3 of them together have a shared past.
Yeah.
Or something somewhere where they cross paths, work together, something. There is some camaraderie there.
Yeah.
Right. Because you have Sanada's character helping, but Donnie Yen's character going after John Wick. And they're both friends with him. And that's the other thing that you pick up on throughout this series. Because remember, in the very first film, what Willem Dafoe's character was one of John Wick's mentors. And was basically sent to kill him.
Yep.
And instead of killing him, basically is sniping to, like, he takes a sniper shot left of his pillow to wake him up.
Yeah.
Takes another shot.
Everybody came in attack
to make you think that he's trying to kill him, but it's actually to get the attacker off of him.
Yeah.
Same thing that what Mr. Nobody was doing through this film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's different rationale. So like John Wick's friends, as Donnie Yen's character says in the beginning of the movie when he's brought back in, John Wick has very few friends and even fewer that he trusts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that he trusts pretty much are like, fuck the high table in his rules. I'm helping my boy out.
Right.
Exactly.
So I
We was
don't
in
get
some scrapes
fined.
together.
And by fine, I mean murdered.
Yeah, because one of the things that I love is even though Kane is sent to kill John,
He doesn't try very hard.
No,
not at all.
Well, not
he
just,
does the bare minimum.
Well, yeah, but no,
He
but
keeps everybody else from killing him.
I'm more so thinking about the sacrifice that John is willing to make to help his friend who's just trying to get
Get
the
him
whole
free.
let
safety and
himself die
protection for his
again?
daughter. Yeah.
He was gonna die anyway, so you might as well let it be for a good cause. John, there's no way John walked out of there. They keep. How many times have you heard through all 4 of these movies? The only way to get free is death for you,
Yeah.
John.
The only way to peace is death. Yeah.
He was gonna have to die, and
Yep.
faking his death wasn't gonna work. There's too much facial recognition software in the world. He dead. He dead.
And also remember what the very beginning of part 3, because 2 ends with him getting an hour grace time before the contract is put out, you know, before he's excommunicated. 3 opens up with that going active, and you see literally people on the street stop doing what they're doing, trying to take a whack at him.
Right.
Yeah.
Even a chick on the side playing the violin is just, oh, this contractor's there? All right, cool.
Yo,
See, here's
is
the thing.
that
Here's the thing. I
Donnie
don't.
Yen's daughter.
Who?
Ooh,
She on the side with the violin that took a hit swipe at her.
No. That was the beginning of part 3. That wasn't
But
Donnie
I mean,
Yen's
she
daughter.
could be. I can retcon that.
Especially if old girl did try to take her father
No.
out, she could decide to, hey, I need
No,
to get
because that
revenge
violinist
too.
was white. Was
But see,
clearly white.
The other thing that gets me though is if I'm in this universe and I know that John Wick is the best of the best of the best, and I'm on the sideline, maybe me and my boys are out having dinner, we just chilling, eating and drinking, being knuckleheads. John Wick, 20 million. Can I get another shot of bourbon, please?
Pass.
Just like
I'm
Mr.
just-
Nobody, it's not enough. It's not
Nope.
enough.
Look, them
My
fools and
life
Paris
to
ain't
me-
care.
I'm sorry. John Wick is the man you send to take out the boogeyman. 20 no, again. Ooh, 20 million. Another shot of bourbon, please.
I mean,
Just
because
not
you got to
doing
weigh
it.
your options here. $20 million,
my
die
life.
killing John Wick. $20 million, die trying to kill John Wick.
And knowing
spend it.
9 out of 10, you're going to die trying to take out John Wick.
Man killed 3
And
people
even if
with
you
a pencil.
succeed, in taking out John Wick, you can't walk, you can't see. That $20 million is going into skin grafts. Like you ain't gonna be able to enjoy all that money.
Because remember that one movie
You're
where
not going to
that
learn how to
real
walk again.
Exactly. You're not even eating through a straw. You got like the whole
You got
larynx
tube going into
thing
your
to the-
stomach.
Like, you
Body
can enjoy
cast.
life at that.
I mean,
know?
because remember, there was that real big dude that he was fighting in that garage. Or no, I'm sorry, he didn't even fight the dude. The guy who picked him up and flipped him and threw him on the ground. And John weighed his options as, am I going to fight this dude? Nope. Took out his gun, shot him twice in the legs.
Yep.
He's limping for the rest of his life.
Right.
Yep.
And he ain't getting no money.
No,
Exactly.
So I'm sorry.
He's in debt right now.
Because that's the thing.
20 million.
I would have been like,
Another shot,
Mr.
please.
Nobody was like, you got to pay some down. I got it just to take the job, and then I get the rest if I succeed. So at least I got some money.
Right.
And he didn't even get that because afterwards, that's when the knife was thrust through his hand. So there was no money down.
Exactly.
Right.
Overplayed the stroke.
Exactly.
But
It
Joy,
wasn't even a sharp knife. He had to pull way too hard to get that through his hand.
Yes.
but Joy, to revisit something you just said a few minutes ago, I'm not certain John is actually dead. And the
Exactly.
reason I say that is this. He has already been guaranteed if I win, I get my freedom.
Exactly.
The contract is terminated. I get my freedom. I can do what I want to do. I could maybe see him faking his death so that he gets to lay low and people won't bother him per se.
Yeah. Because
But-
all we saw is him go fall down on the steps, and that was it.
Right.
But
And-
how do we know that there's not another person out there who's like, I'm bored on a Tuesday. Let me put a contract out on John Wick.
Well, and we still got Common out there in the universe somewhere who wants revenge.
Doing
Because
windmills.
he's not dead.
Because if it's one thing Common's gonna do, it's the windmill. Why ain't nobody looking?
Because we didn't see him die. All we know is the last time we saw him, he's on a train with that knife in his chest.
Right, because John said
told
this
him,
is in your aorta. If you pull it out, you bleed out. Bleed to death.
So he left it there, and he's laughing at John as the train pulls off. So in theory, he's alive and out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Because he's gonna leave that knife in until he gets somebody that can handle that for him.
Right.
And you know, the one thing I have to say, or I don't have to say, but I have always been impressed with the fight sequences in all of these movies.
Absolutely.
Specifically with Common, because Common, in my opinion, is a horrible actor. He needs to stick to making music and other forms of entertainment.
That's why he does windmills. That's for Common. The windmill is like the rock and the eyebrow. Like, I don't know, I can't do nothing, but I can do this.
But
I did not like him in Just Right.
But
no business being in that film.
You just mad because he told your woman.
But Common's fight scenes in these John Wick movies.
Well, he can dance.
His fight choreography is wonderful. His
acting. That's the thing. I mean, think about Michelle Yeoh. She started off as a dancer, and if you can dance, you can do a choreographed fight scene.
I didn't know she started.
She was like Miss Singapore, I think, or Miss Malaysia. Maybe Miss Malaysia at one point. Former beauty queen turned dancer turned martial artist.
Okay.
Changed Jackie Chan's whole outlook on females as
wondering where you yeah, because it's
Common can't act his way out of a paper bag, and he's paper bag colored.
Damn.
James is locked up.
You broke James.
I broke James.
Terrible.
But yeah, that's one thing to me that they do. This movie, I can't think of any other franchise except maybe
Daredevil.
Ip Man that
Ip
has
Man? Ironically, that dude was in Ip Man 4.
Yep. The constant greatness of the fight sequences, because they just keep getting better with every movie.
You know what? I want a low budget movie with all stuntmen, nobody knows them, so they don't get a lot of money, and it's just fights from the beginning. And they could just call it fights. Yeah,
it's the new Fight Club.
You know, you got a Fight Club. You can just catch a vignette of a porn. I want Fight Hub and just really well choreographed fights.
I'd pay good money to watch that movie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got nothing.
and every scene is a scene from another movie where you recognize the scene of the movie and they're just fighting in it
but the fighting is done better.
Yes,
because I'm just thinking, like, if they reproduce, another favorite scene is
the roundabout. Yeah, that
roundabout.
That was a beautiful scene.
That's how you knew John was lucky, because he should have got murdered by a car.
So
got run.
The running joke in all the movies, because the director has done this, and Keanu has even joked about it. He always gets hit 90+% of the time. Always gets hit on his right side by a car.
Is there any reason why it's his right side?
There's something they picked up on during the first two films, and they decided just to keep it going. So every time he gets hit by a car, it's on his right side.
They probably had practiced the first couple of times. You know, you just practice doing something, and you don't even realize you're orienting yourself the same way. The next thing you know, hey, I've done 3 hits on my right side. Let's keep doing it. It becomes like the scream in all movies. Ah! Yeah.
But yeah, because he's always he gets hit by a car in every damn movie.
He does.
There's no way John Wick lives through all of this.
Thank you.
In a bulletproof
falling downstairs.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna just crack your back like
cement.
Mind
you ain't
you,
gonna just
fell out
fall
of
off
2
2
buildings,
stories,
at
crack
least
your
4
back
stories.
across a cement exposure, and then let 2 more stories down. and then then climb back up some stairs. Nah, bro, you got internal bleeding. Your whole spine is gone.
Before he fell down the stairs, he fell out of a 2-story building onto a car.
Thank you.
And then
to
the
get
ground.
out the building. Yes.
Or he's a mutant. Or metahuman.
He's gonna appear in the new X-Men movie.
Right.
Like, I get that these are Kevlar suits and everything, but
this is how we put it all together. So John Wick is dead. He goes to hell and he comes back as Ghost Rider.
It's got to be better than Nick Cage as Ghost Rider.
Anybody's better than Nick Cage. Nick Cage is a very low bar to climb over.
Is he a bar?
Shoestring.
He's like that speed bump, little speed bump.
I mean,
suggestion hump.
Is that?
He's the little pebble bumps in between the lanes. That's it.
That you can hear.
That's messed up.
I mean, it ain't wrong.
Fair.
I will say this. My favorite Nicolas Cage movie was the first one that he did that I saw, which was Raising Arizona. I thought that movie was outstanding.
Yeah.
It's goofy as fuck, but I loved it, and I loved him in it. It made me love him through a whole lot of other bullshit. I was like, but it's Nicolas Cage, Raising Arizona, and I ride with him for a while before I realized, you know what, you're not even a track. I can't do this no more.
He peaked with The Rock and Con Air, and then after that, everything went downhill.
He peaked with The Rock. Con Air was goofy. Like,
and LaToya,
how you balding and got long hair?
Ask Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely, LaToya. Yep, absolutely. Because he was so good as Ghost Rider.
Yes, indeed.
I'm with that.
Yes.
So we're aside from the 2 projects that are in production.
Has everyone seen the trailer for the series about the Continental?
No,
it's still. I don't think there's a trailer yet. I think it's still
not yet.
No, there is a. I'll find it and I'll put it.
Can we pull it up and put it up here?
I'm looking.
I'm
I'll find it
right
right now.
on here. We could probably put the link to it.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, I can do a screen share. I sure can.
Okay. The nerd. It was on the Nerdist. Hold on, let me go find it.
Okay. Then it must have just came out because I didn't.
No, this has been. I'll find it. Y'all keep going.
We don't want to keep going. We want to awkwardly look at you as you search for it. What you doing?
So
really?
Outside of those 2 projects, the Ballerina and the Continental, what else would you like to see?
Okay, there is a teaser.
What else would I like to see in this world while we continue to look for it? I already told you I want fight highlights. I'd like to see something around The Blind Samurai.
Thank you.
I want to go back to, I would like to see more just of the entire Japanese contingency. I want more of their story. I'm tired of us going to Europe and seeing like John's family and other European, but I want to go see some Japanese stuff. I want that representation. I want to see that side of it.
Yeah.
How they get in it.
Yeah.
Because
if my more into that Continental, that whole side there, because they were on a different level.
Yes. Because if my theory is correct, and the people on the table are European old nobility, how does Japan get in there?
Right. Probably colonialism, them first coming over there, expanding, spreading their stuff.
So Dana, the second link I posted is directly to the YouTube
for the little
trailer.
Teaser?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a trailer.
Yeah, the first one is to the actual article from the Nerdist, and the second is the actual YouTube teaser trailer.
Gotcha.
Let me pull up the trailer then.
Cool.
That way, since none of us seen.
Is this supposed to come out this year? The Continental?
We'll find out in the teaser.
Basically. Which I will look at later.
I know.
Release date of the release. It says the release date will be September 2023.
I'm about to share it now.
Oh. Okay.
And it's the one about the Continental is a series. I just don't know how many episodes it's going to be.
Right.
Is it on Disney Plus?
No.
It's on. Let me see. Does this say?
That's right. It's going to be violent. It can't be on Disney Plus.
I thought it was.
It could be on Hulu though.
I think it's on one of the other streaming platforms, either Hulu,
as long as
Amazon,
it's not Peacock,
or Peacock. Duh.
No.
Yeah. So you want to see more about the world?
Oh, you know what, Joy? It is on Peacock.
Yeah,
it's a Peacock original.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. I would love to see more of. Gosh, actually, I want to see how Winston got into all this. Like, how did Winston?
A Winston origin story.
Yeah. Like him rising through the ranks to get to, like, before he became manager of the Continental. I don't even want to see him as manager. I want to see before that, because
origin story.
Everything he knows is just crazy to help John throughout all four of these films.
Maybe the movie ends as he is becoming the manager of the Continental.
And I'm okay with that.
So y'all want me to play this little trailer?
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
We won't get taken down for playing it, will we?
No, not if we talk through it.
Well,
somebody's internet is trash.
Oh, buffering.
Bring it down.
Yeah, so no, this is not working.
Yeah, this not working.
We won't get in trouble for something we couldn't do. So. She's frozen too.
Oh, it's Dana's internet.
Okay.
So, Dana, here's the funny thing. You and the screen froze.
All the way through.
And all we saw was the guy at the end turn and look and walk into the screen, walk into the building.
Hotel,
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
Okay.
But we can post the link.
It says the Continental is about Winston.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm putting it right in the chat. Story. But Latoya said the Continental is about Winston.
Word.
Cool.
Okay, James. So it looks like you get your wish.
Well, but I want Winston before the Continental.
Okay.
Well, clearly he's not owning it there. He's probably going into it. It's probably him turning and walking in, and maybe this is how he becomes the manager, the chairman of it, or whatever.
Because again,
take a win. A win is a win. Shut up and watch the show.
I was going to say, okay, jeez.
Latoya said it's a young Winston.
Cool.
See? There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Before he meets Jonathan.
Anything else that you wanted from this movie or franchise of John Wick that you didn't get? Any character that you feel was left by the wayside that you want to revisit?
Honestly, like I said, we didn't give. Just like Furia said, I wish they gave the manager of the the Japan Continental more time, seeing what he do. I would have loved to see him and Kane fighting together.
You know what I want?
Because that fight scene of them outside, that was too short. I think we could have got a lot more of that.
I want an anime series about the Tokyo Continental.
Ooh.
That's what I want. Kind of like Animatrix style. That's what I want. That's what I want. Come on, Hollywood, bring it.
Yeah.
That would kill. That would murder. I would totally watch all of that on repeat.
And please send that check for this idea to Joy Stevens.
To the Joy Stevens. I have Venmo and PayPal.
Oh, there you go. So go ahead, Disney.
Oh gosh.
Warner, whoever's doing this movie.
Warner Brothers.
Oh gosh.
I almost want it subtitled. Like, I think that'd be fucking awesome. Yes.
Any other character or thing that you wanted from this franchise that you feel didn't get enough attention?
What happened to Tandy Newton and them dogs?
You said who?
Tandy Newton and those dogs. Wasn't that Tandy Newton?
No, that was Halle Berry.
Oh wow, that was super racist. What I just did.
Oh gosh. Oh God.
Joy, go to bed.
I should.
It is definitely
I told you,
past
I'm
your
2
bedtime.
days with no sleep. I'm doing really good to still be here.
Go, just log off and go to bed.
Did you discuss Lance Reddick far too soon? Yeah, that was.
Because he died, what, 2 days before the movie released?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good that he got a closure in the movie before he actually.
That wasn't closure. That was heartbreaking to find out.
Yeah.
15 minutes into the film, to watch the Marquis shoot him and just be like, but he just,
But if you think about it, it's because when we saw them attack the Tokyo Continental, everybody who stood by the manager's side was killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so sad and just heart-wrenching to see that happen to Lance Reddick, because I'm like,
but also that his death was a singular tragic event that kind of spurred Winston to go on the rampage he went on.
Exactly.
Of shenanigans.
Winston probably would not have gone in that direction if that didn't happen to him.
Right.
Yeah, but I also like if it had been where they attacked the Continental in New York and he was just behind the counter with some guns and just got shot up as one of many, that would have been disrespectful. I like the fact that they made a point of letting you feel the pain of losing his character in particular.
Yeah, those are the only two people that worked at the New York Continental, apparently. We ain't seen nobody else really.
That's good. They got really good service.
No,
you don't ever see nobody at Disney neither. They employ like 30,000
people we saw working at the Continental were the people working the switchboards for the bounties.
No. What I'm saying is, I forget if it was the first or the second movie, but there are other people working at the Continental because we see them.
The Sovereign Ye, yes, the dude who the guns. Okay, see that guy. I'm talking about like actual like hotel staff.
Yeah.
Like,
what I just tell you, you don't see them because they're not supposed to be seen.
No, we see them when the adjudicator comes through and Winston is taking her around different parts of the hotel.
Okay.
You see the other staff. They're not nearly as prominent as the Tokyo Continental, but you do see them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're just more background than anything else at the New York Continental.
Okay. The only other thing I find interesting is that John Leguizamo shows up for like 15 minutes in the first John Wick film to basically punch Theon Greyjoy in the face and be like, "Do you know whose car this is?" And we ain't seen him since.
Yes.
Well, no, we see him when he picks up John's car to repair it.
But is he in part 2?
Because he's at the beginning.
That's the beginning of part 2.
That's the beginning of part 2.
Okay,
remember, when John gets the car back to his house and it's all fucked up.
Right.
At some point, the tow truck shows up and it's John Leguizamo. And because he's smoking that cigarette, talking to John about, the fender is busted, the engine's about to fall out. And he makes a smart ass comment. I don't know if you know this, but you got a crack in your windshield. And John is like, "Can you fix it?" He's like, "I can fix it." And then he takes the car away. That's the last time we see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't see him because he is alive. There's no fight with him in it because he knew how to stay on everybody's good side.
Right.
He is somewhere living his best mechanic's life in California.
I tell you the thing that
because he's getting paid under the table fixing everybody's rides that has anything to do with the table.
He's also running the chop shop.
Yeah. I tell you the thing I would love to see, and I'm wondering how much of this we'll see in the Continental series, is all the other people who work within the Wick verse that aren't assassins, like the cleanup crew,
the switchboard,
the switchboard. Because when I look at the women
radio
who
DJ
working that switchboard, I hope this isn't a sexist comment, but I see suicide girls when I see the women who,
because they're all tatted. They have the old school,
and they all look like they got a little edge to them. Yeah.
Why suicide though?
That sounds boring.
I was thinking that there's no plot there.
I would love.
This is like The Sims.
I would love to know more about that world. Again, for all the people who are not assassins. Because think about it.
Nobody does a movie about the kitchen. He
talking about it's gonna be that one disgruntled brother. Here we go again. There, I clean this
right
up.
I mean,
The bounty
paid
for
enough for this.
that idea was tried before.
So yeah,
and it
girl, I
didn't
went up to
last
the
long
movie
as it
last
showed.
night. It was lit.
But I would like to see a female John Wick.
Well, that's what we might be
Naturally.
getting if they reboot
Yeah,
with.
I'm thinking we're gonna get that with the daughter.
Indeed, indeed. But Furious, to your point, they tried that with what? A show on NBC where it was the people who worked for Wayne Enterprises would go around and clean up after the Justice League did a big fight in the city. Yeah, it was like a comedy show. It was boring as hell. It didn't last a full season.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Huh.
The only time I've seen that work was with Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Huh? How?
Because the Vulture was actually going around cleaning up old like Chidori or whatever problems. And
but that was like the
using
first
that
5
stuff
minutes
and
of the
making
movie.
weapons.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
But I mean,
and the whole idea of like, yo, I need this contract, and then here come Tony Stark's oblivious ass, like, no, we got to cover. Man, you just put 7,000 people out of business, asshole. You know, so yeah, I like that. Every man's again, Marvel is very good at making sympathetic villains. I understand why he had to do what he had to do.
That's why when Tony Stark died, I was the only person who stood up and clapped in the theater.
I mean, that's just fucked up.
How long have you known me, Joy?
Jay's gone off screen.
Forever.
So are you at all shocked?
Yeah, no shock.
No.
None.
Oh my goodness, you shouldn't be.
Just saying.
I need to lay down. I'm exhausted. Like the reason whenever I get really, really tired or high or both, I get spiders. And so I feel like it's something crawling on me.
So right now you're having a combination.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I'm covered in spiders right now. I need to lay down.
Yeah.
All right. So in closing, is there any final words for the franchise or this particular movie itself?
I can't wait for the next entry in the franchise.
September.
Yeah.
Joy.
R.I.P. Karen and not Karen, but Karen and John Wick is dead.
Lance Reddick is.
I want Kane still alive.
Lance Reddick is in another movie that's coming out. The remake of White Men Can't Jump. He is in that, coming to Hulu.
Why are all of our faces about the same?
I know. Now,
why did that get a remake?
I don't know, but again, it's on Hulu. It is a movie. He is in it. I just wanted to point that out.
What is
like
Spike Lee doing
this
about
was
it?
not his last role, is what I'm saying. So there are some other. We don't know how many other things that he shot before he passed away.
True.
But that is something that's coming out soon if it's not already out. But it's on Hulu, and it looks like a shot-for-shot remake of the first film. So in that regards, I'm okay with it.
Is Spike Lee involved in it?
Not that I know of. But yeah, R.I.P. Lance Reddick.
Okay.
Best line of the original movie was Wesley Snipes saying, "Just because you want something to be doesn't make it be. Just because you put a cat in the oven, that don't make it a biscuit." Best line ever.
Don't do that. Jack Harlow is fine.
Oh, Jack Harlow is fine. I agree with that. Yeah, me and LaToya right here all day.
I got nothing. I just can't wait for the next entry, which is in September. I'm looking forward to the Continental. Whenever we get this ballerina movie, I will be day one theaters checking that out too. And I hope we just get more stuff. It doesn't have to.
Did you see the Mario movie?
The Mario movie? Yes, I did see the Mario movie.
I have not seen that yet.
The Mario movie was very entertaining.
Yes, it was.
Is that where this Peaches is coming from?
Yes, it is.
I need to see the movie. I don't even want to see the movie, but Jack Black singing Peaches is like, damn it, now I gotta see it in context.
And Jack Black being
he has an entire song. That's not just a clip from the movie. He actually wrote an entire song.
I know that.
And then with all the memes and everything floating around the internet about the great relationship between the two of them, I can't wait to see this movie.
Yes.
I hope they kind of at least acknowledge that that's a thing.
What's the thing?
There's a lot of memes that are about the relationship that Bowser and Princess Peach have with one another. One of the memes I've seen is that the three of them are in a polyamorous relationship, and Princess Peach has a kidnapping fetish. So Bowser kidnaps her, ties her up, chains her up. Mario comes and saves her. They do their business and then repeat.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I believe it. All right.
I got nothing else for
The
this.
movie, it likes to tap a little bit into our little expectations of that, but not quite, but they tap a little bit into it.
I got nothing else. I'm done.
No, but the
It was very entertaining, like James said. Very entertaining. Okay, well, with that, everybody, thank you, everybody who was watching the panel and our discussion. Those who are watching on the replay, definitely like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, we'll definitely let y'all know when we have the group back to talk about upcoming movie. Yes, bye, Latoya. And everyone, thank you for tuning in. Starting next month, it is Asian, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So we're going to be having 4 panels going on next month, kind of tying into different aspects of that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And of course, our usual content of like our sports panel with these lovely people right here and other ones that we will have next month too. So definitely like and subscribe with us on our different platforms so you can keep in touch of everything that's coming down the pike. So everyone, thank you for tuning in and y'all have a good evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.